As we move forward into the next hour, we're going to make sure we break down everything for you, because right now it's quiet. Right now there's not much going on, but we do have an active overnight and an early Wednesday morning time frame. Here's a live look at DFW Airport right now. It's 80 degrees out there, wind gusts 24 miles per hour. We are going to see calm, dry conditions for the next several hours. 79 degrees in downtown Dallas. We just have the clouds out there right now. And if you look at the temperatures area wide, they're ranging anywhere from 79 in Canton to 80 in Meridian, 82 in Eastland, and 75 in Gainesville right now. So mainly in the upper 70s to right around 80. It's a perfect time to get that dog out, take for a walk, because tomorrow morning, if you hold off, not going to be the best time frame to do that. So go for a walk yourself, go for a bike ride, a jog this evening, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, all going to be just fine. It's overnight that chance for showers and thunderstorms is going to go up. We are watching a little bit of light activity ongoing just to the south and west. That's just kind of falling apart. What we have is that good old cap that we're dealing with, which we're happy about at this point, but that's a pretty strong cap in place at this point. We're just gonna have to see how this develops as we move forward into the rest of the evening. If we look at the time frame, hour by hour, in regards to the chance for showers and thunderstorms, it does go up after we get through about, I would say, midnight. Then it jumps up quite a bit for DFW. 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. looks to be the best time frame for those storms to arrive here. Much more detail coming up in a few minutes when I have time to break it down for you, Jason, but you're gonna want to stick around for that.
Okay, we will. We always want to stick around for you, so yeah, especially so today. We'll see you in just a bit. Some big
starting tonight. Now, for us, the good news is our severe threat is lower than as we go into Wednesday, Thursday off to the east of us. But we're going to go over all the details for you, starting with a look at satellite and radar right now. Clouds out there. For the most part, activity is going to stay to a minimum here as we move forward into the next several hours. So it's just going to be cloudy with temperatures in the upper 70s. Sulphur Springs 78, Athens about 79, Hillsborough at about 74. But if you look at our TIMECAST as we move forward, I want to step over so you can see it's not out of the question that we would see a few thunderstorms develop in East Texas a little bit early on. So 10, 11 o'clock, you can see a few of these thunderstorms. Overall, severe threat with these is low, depending on how strong that cap is. And we know the headache of the cap, because it's conditional, which means, what does that mean? That means we won't know until it starts how strong that actual cap is. So that's something I'm going to be paying attention to as we move forward. But then going overnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, we're going to watch these showers and thunderstorms start to fire along and ahead of the actual cold front that's going to make its way through. So the western parts of North Texas will receive this shower and thunderstorm activity as early as 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock really, and then toward 4 it gets closer to DFW. Between 3 and 5 it'll arrive in locations of DFW, obviously the western parts of DFW first, and then spreading to the east right over the top of us at about 5 o'clock in the morning. Continues to move through during 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's spring break, which is good. So maybe not as many people out on the roadways, but expect slow moving for tomorrow morning and paying attention to the weather and traffic as you head out the door. 7 o'clock in the morning, you can see it starts to make its way east of DFW and will continue to slide to the east as we move forward throughout the day on Wednesday. But here's a look at the severe weather outlook. Slight risk for all of North Texas. So what does that mean? That means we could see a few thunderstorms that reach severe criteria, which would be up to quarter-size hail and winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. I want to point out here is where the enhanced risk for severe weather will be tonight, and then this is going to extend a little bit farther to the east. So here's our severe threats we need to watch out for. Along that line, all of the energy toward the leading edge. That means when you get that big gust of wind that could be up to 60 miles per hour. That's what damaging winds means. Large hail up to quarter size. So if you're wondering the size, quarter size, maybe just slightly larger than that. Isolated tornadoes, it's low, but it's not non-existent. What happens with these lines of storms, they start to bow out, which is all of that energy, and then you get a little notch of rotation there in that line, and a quick spin up can happen. So that's what we have to watch for as we go into early tomorrow morning. It all shifts to the east. Bullseye here for spots like Louisiana, Mississippi into Alabama. Moderate risk for severe weather Wednesday afternoon. Then that shifts off to the east, even farther to Georgia and the Carolinas as we go into Thursday. That's what I mean by a multi-day severe weather event. If you look here, once those storms are gone, yes, we're no longer going to deal with rain, but we're going to still have winds up to 40 to 45 miles per hour as we go through and into the day on Wednesday. So there is a wind advisory throughout the afternoon, so make sure you secure those outdoor loose items. Otherwise, going back over the forecast for tonight, 58 degrees with southwest winds. 15 to 25 miles per hour. Again, remember, have a way to get warnings as we go into early tomorrow morning. Storms exit to the east early, and then we are going to be seeing those windy conditions and temperatures slightly cooler. Here's a look at that extended forecast. Dry for the rest of the week and cooler than normal into the weekend. Spring equinox on Saturday. Next year, as we move forward, I just want you to have all the tools to be able to keep you and your family safe. So that's what I'm going to do here throughout the next half hour, is give you everything that I know, and then you can be ready to go. So 80 degrees right now in Mineral Wells. Not much happening out there. Just warm. It's muggy. 80 in Corsicana, 75 in Waxahachie, Fort Worth at 77. So here's what the evening and overnight planner looks like. So as we move forward into the next several hours, we're going to stay dry. 76 by 7 o'clock. Then as we get into 9 o'clock, I put 20% in coverage on there. That's west. That's in the western portions of North Texas. DFW to the east, you're going to stay dry until after midnight. So the 20% in coverage from 9 o'clock to midnight is going to be for those west of DFW. Then as we get into midnight to 4 o'clock, it goes up quite a bit for DFW, and temperatures are going to sit in the mid to low 60s, eventually dropping into the upper 50s before it's all said and done at 7 o'clock. Main time frame for activity for most of us is going to be between about 3 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the morning. So that's a good time frame to know what's going to be going on. If wide look, you can see showers and thunderstorms ongoing off to the east of us. There's some development trying off to the south and west, but overall we are going to stay relatively quiet over the next several hours. So I want to do the hour by hour again for coverage here. The chance for this few strong to severe storms, even if a few develop earlier, is mainly going to be in that 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. time frame. Our main concern is going to be wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour and hail the size of quarters. We are going to watch for the potential for a spin-up tornado, but that threat is low, Jason. And of course, we're going to have more on the timing coming up in a few minutes.
All right, I know you have a lot more to get to. We will definitely.
Our official high temperature just came in, 83 degrees, which is the warmest temperature of the year so far. And exactly a month ago today, it dropped to 2 below, if you remember that. I don't know if you remember that or not, but that was exactly 1 month ago today. And this is the warmest day since November 14th of last year. So temperature still at 80 degrees at DFW Airport with south winds at about 11 miles per hour. Here's a look at satellite and radar right now. Not much happening, just clouds out there at this point. We really don't expect much happening until we get into about 10, 11 o'clock. And that's mainly going to be a very small chance of a few showers or thunderstorms pop up in East Texas and moving up into Oklahoma. We will watch these, but overall severe threat looks low at this point, not non-existent, but low. What we're really going to be watching for is that line of storms that develops along and ahead of the cold front, a squall line that will develop, and we'll have individual storms in there that could reach severe limits, which up to quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts or more. Entering into the western edge after about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, DFW after 3 o'clock through about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning is when you're going to see the worst of it in regards to showers and thunderstorms. Heavy amounts of rainfall in pockets. These are moving fast, though, so we're not going to see much rainfall out of this. When it's all said and done, only about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch for DFW. A little bit higher amounts in East Texas, but that moves out by lunch hour, and we're all dry as we move forward for the rest of the day Wednesday. So St. Patrick's Day overall, once those storms leave, is going to end up being an okay day. I say okay, and I'll explain that in a second. Looking at our severe weather outlook, everyone is in a slight risk for severe weather, so that's why we say go ahead and have your plan in place. Know what you're going to do, because we are looking at the potential for not only large hail and strong winds, but also there is a chance, it's a very low chance, but we could see a quick spin up in that line of storms. That happens, and they're really quick to spin up and they dissipate fairly quickly, but can cause some damage. So stay weather aware. A lot of you will still be sleeping or just getting up. So talk to your family tonight. Know we're going to get your warnings. Know what you're going to do if you have to get up really quick and go into your safe place. The WFAA app is really important to get now. Set everything up that you need to, because it's like a weather radio in your pocket, so it can give you some information. Weather call also great to have. WFAA.com/weather call. Go look at that. I don't have enough time to explain it right now, but all social media channels will be updating you as well. Once the storms move out, doesn't mean those winds are going to die down. Strong wind gusts behind the cold front Wednesday. Wind advisory because of winds up to 45 miles per hour throughout the afternoon. So my graphics just decided to jump wherever they wanted to jump, so I'm going to have to go figure that out. Tomorrow we are going to see much cooler conditions in play as we move into Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend, below normal temperatures. And then if you look here as we go into next week, another active weather pattern for most of next week. We'll keep our eye on that.